I'm Chase Gebhardt.
I'm Miles again.
We are doing our civics video on the O.J. Simpson trials. We just wanted to say that Miles and I don't pay very close attention to detail, so you may notice a few things in here, such as white people being black, and black people being white, and white Ford Broncos being red 92 Chevys. But other than that, you know, we pretty much got it down. But other than that, enjoy. At 11:40 p.m. on June 12th, O.J.'s wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend Ronald Goldman were found fatally stabbed outside Brown's Bundy Drive condominium in Los Angeles, California. Her children were asleep in the upstairs bedroom. Nicole had been stabbed multiple times through the point of decapitation. Her vertebrae were almost severed, and she also had a swollen face. Goldman's body was found with teaser wounds. It looked as if Simpson had taunted Goldman with the knife before stabbing him to death. Ah! Run!
After identifying Simpson as a possible murderer, lawyers convinced the Los Angeles Police Department to allow Simpson to turn himself in at 11 a.m. on June 17th, even though the double murder charge meant that there was no bail and a possibility of the death penalty. When he failed to appear, confusion set in. At 2 p.m., the police issued an all-points bulletin. Robert Kardashian, a friend of Simpson's and one of his defense attorneys, read a rambling letter from Simpson. It said,
"First, I would like everyone to understand I had nothing to do with Nicole's murder. Do not feel sorry for me. I have had a great life."
Simpson's girlfriend, Playboy playmate Trace Adele, was questioned, but she evaded all the controversy. The police began to look for Simpson because, of course, they wanted to find him, but also because his letter came across as a suicide note. The police tracked calls placed on Simpson's cellular phone in Orange County. A sheriff's patrol car saw a white Ford Bronco belonging to Simpson's friend. When the patrol approached the Bronco, Crowling, Simpson's friend, said Simpson had a gun to his head.
"Get away! He's got a gun! He's gonna kill himself!"
The patrol backed off, but this resulted in a 35-mile-an-hour speed chase on Interstate 405.
Filming right about now. High-speed chase. Super fast.
Okay. The chase ended at 8 p.m. at Simpson's Brentwood home, 50 miles later. He was allowed to go inside for about an hour.
Go, Aaron.
Albert Shapiro, Simpson's attorney, arrived a few minutes later. Simpson surrendered to authorities. No charges were filed against Cowling or Simpson that had to do with the chase.
The trial.
To the murder of Nicole Brown Simpson in the first degree, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
And to the murder of Ronald Goldman in the first degree, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
A grand jury was called to determine whether to indict him for the two murders. 2 days later, on June 23rd, the grand jury was dismissed as a result of excessive media coverage, which might influence the grand jury's neutrality. Two witnesses, Jill Shively and Jose Camacho, had brought their stories to the grand jury. Jill stated she saw the Bronco collide with a Nissan during the chase, and Jose was the knife salesman who stated he sold the murder weapon to Simpson. Their testimonies were thrown out due to the fact that Shively had talked about what she had seen on the show Hard Copy for $5,000, and Camacho sold his story to the National Enquirer for $12,500. As a result, neither was asked to testify during the criminal trial. After a week-long court hearing, a California Superior Court judge ruled on July 7th that there was ample evidence to try Simpson for the murders. In 1995, the criminal trial of O.J. Simpson took place through 134 days of televised testimony. The prosecution elected not to ask for the death penalty and instead sought a life sentence. It all began on January 25, 1995. L.A. County prosecutor Christopher Darden argued that Simpson killed his ex-wife in a jealous rage. The prosecution opened its case by playing a 911 call which Nicole Brown Simpson had made the night of the murder. The prosecution also represented DNA, shoe print, and fingerprint evidence. They also brought evidence that proved that Nicole Simpson had sustained physical abuse when they were still married. However, Simpson had an expert team of high-profile lawyers on his side. Some of these attorneys were F. Lee Bailey, Robert Shapiro, and many more, including experts in DNA evidence. These attorneys discredited the research of the DNA evidence, and they argued that Simpson was the victim of police fraud and what they termed as sloppy internal procedures that contaminated the DNA evidence. Simpson's defense team had been dubbed the Dream Team by the media.
Even with no murder weapon or witness to the murder, the prosecutors pushed onward. They had guessed that the murders had been committed between 10:15 and 10:40 p.m. They presented a witness who had seen Simpson at 10:35 p.m. in his Bronco driving away from the area. At 10:30, Mr. Alan Park, a limo driver, had arrived to pick Simpson up, but he had to wait until 10:50 when he saw a black man of Simpson's height enter through the front door of the house, who then finally answered Park's call at the gate. Shortly after 10:40, according to Kalin, a man staying on the Simpson estate had been woken up by some loud thumping sounds. He went outside to check and saw Park waiting at the gate and let him in. Both Kalin and Park helped Simpson load some items into the trunk of the limo. They both noted that Simpson wasn't himself. He looked agitated. Simpson's original alibi was that he was asleep during the time of the murder, but clearly was proved his alibi to be false. This was later replaced with a series of different stories. The prosecution thought, though, they might have had Simpson at this point, but there was something conflicting testimonies. The clerk at Lax, who got Simpson onto the plane, said that he seemed fine. No signs of distress at all, as if that wasn't bad enough. One of Simpson's lawyers said he was actually at the house the entire time. He may not have been sleeping, but that's where he was at. He had been packing for his trip to Chicago, and to blow off a little steam, he went out and hit a few golf balls into the children's sandbox, which he had made the thumping sounds that Kalin had heard.
This lawyer also had a witness, Rosa Lopez, a Spanish-speaking cleaning lady from next door. She claimed she had seen his car, and it had never left the drive that entire night. This witness's testimony was later pulled apart because she wasn't sure she had actually seen the vehicle sitting in the drive. The defense also tried to say that that Simpson was incapable of committing these murders due to injuries he had sustained in football. But Marcia Clark produced a video that showed that Simpson was anything but frail. DNA evidence also proved that Simpson had indeed been at the scene of the crime. For example, bloody footprints that were the same size shoe as Simpson.
Mark Furman later testified to finding blood marks on the driveway of Simpson's home, as well as a black leather glove on the premises which had blood of both murder victims on it as well as Simpson's. The defense questioned Furman, asking him if he was a racist.
Mr. Furman, have you ever made any derogatory comments to African Americans?
No.
You have never said the word nigger?
No.
So let me clarify here. You have never said anything in a derogatory manner to African Americans, and you have never done anything to make yourself seem as a racist?
No, I have not.
All right then. We will listen to an audio tape and just see if he is a racist or not.
On the tape was Furman's voice saying the N-word 41 times total. The tape had been made by a young North Carolina screenwriter, Laura McKinney. She had interviewed Furman in 1986 for a story she was developing on female police. This became one of the cornerstones of the case.
Also, a leather glove was found at the crime scene with its match at behind Kalen's house. Kalen had stated he had heard noises at his house the night of the murder. They had Simpson try on the glove even though it was covered in blood and had been frozen and unfrozen several times. The glove did not fit well. It appeared as if Simpson had not worn that glove at all, or even committed the murders. The prosecutor tried to say that the reason the glove didn't fit was because of Simpson's arthritis, but it had indeed fit him earlier in the year when he had committed the murder. They also said that the reason the glove didn't fit was because it had been soaked in blood and later frozen and unfrozen in later testing. Regardless if the glove fit or not, it had both Goldman and Brown's DNA on it, not to also mention Simpson's DNA as well. Another factor that was repeatedly brought up was racial differences. The main reason it was brought up again and again was because of Furman's testimony and the recording of him. The defense claimed that Furman and possibly other witnesses were testifying against Simpson because of his skin color.
At 10 a.m. on October 3rd, 1995, after only 4 hours of deliberation the previous day, the jury returned the verdict.
Not guilty.
Yeah! Woohoo! Hell yeah! Woohoo! Yeah!
That worked?
He should come back in, run in, give the cat a hug.
After being found not guilty, Simpson vowed he would find the real killer, but he never did. He never even bothered to search. This, of course, changed some of his supporters' minds. Simpson's girlfriend from Playboy was terminated as a member, and access was denied to the mansion and all activities with Playboy. Bye-bye!